Hello friends, this is Erin Ware, Erin Ware Art, Erin Ware Journaling on Instagram. This is kind of the second video in the series on my review of my 2023 planners and journals, mostly planners slash journals. It all kind of blends together for me, but I am more talking about planners because when I'm talking about what worked and didn't work, that seems to fit more in like the planner, in my systems and the things that I tried. Journals are more, I don't know, they're more organic. They just sort of change as they will change. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how I think about it. I have a list of notes here so that I don't get off topic, and I'm hoping this will be a short and sweet video so that I just get to the point. And I don't know if this will help you or not. I'm hoping it will. It'll help me. It has helped me to think this way, but I'm hoping it'll help you a little bit. So if you watched my previous video, last week's video on all the things that I used, I didn't cover quite everything that I used the entire year. I think I covered the things that I was using towards the end of the year. It's still December as of right now, so I have changed some things even since that video, and I'll give you more about that next week. Yeah, that should be coming next week. So what I want to just say today is what exactly, like specifically, what did not work, what did work, and not just about the books themselves, but how I was using them, what my intentions were for them, and whether or not that really like panned out in real life. So I'm gonna start with the Hobonichi Weeks. I have been in the Hobo Weeks for about, I think this was my third year, and for a couple years it was my main planner. This was the year that I tried to incorporate a new this planner for work. And so this became supposedly more of a home planner, but I had a really hard time separating the two. And so I did struggle throughout the year to know exactly what to put in here. I mean, I think I did okay. Months I barely touched. Towards the beginning of the year, I think I was basically just like kind of writing everything down in here again. So I would write in my work planner, and then I would sometimes like just write it over again in here. And some weeks I did that more, like I was in here more. Some weeks I was in this planner more. It wasn't a good system because I found that I was forgetting where I put things, forgetting where I put my to-do list. And sometimes I was in here a lot, and then it would fall off. So basically it just didn't, I think my system wasn't working yet, and I didn't know how to separate work and home. I am an artist. I work from home. I'm also a mother. At the beginning of this year, one of my kids was still at home and not in school. Now she's in school, so I have a little bit more separation. I have like work hours now, as opposed to just sort of trying to fit in work whenever I could. So it's a little bit easier now to differentiate, but during these months, and especially the summer months just sort of like everything fell away. I mean, I stopped using it entirely. And then when I came back to it, I really had to like nail down what I was going to do with it. And so I like to watch planner videos. I'm not a very good planner naturally. I'm more of like an artist type, where I just like kind of feel out what I want to do, what I want to make, go with the flow. But I'm trying to get much better at planning things out and planning in advance and organizing my time. Now that both my kids are in school, I can do that a little better than I could before. And so I'm trying to maximize the time I have at home. It's not a full day, so I have to like really get to work. And I found what I really wanted to do was tracking. I've never been good at tracking, like not at all, not in the least. But I can tell you that I have been successfully tracking with this new system that I'm using. I think this is the 4th week right now, which is huge for me. 4 weeks is like, I'm a new person. I can't tell you exactly what changed. I think a lot of little things changed, which I won't really go into in this video. I might in a separate video, but there were several reasons, several life changes and habits that I've been incorporating that have helped me nail down what's important to me to do every day. Easy things that help me check things off the list, that help me to remember the list, if that makes sense. I find when trackers are too intimidating and I can't get them, like if I have 4 things to track and 3 of them are things that I just really want to do but don't do daily, and one of them is one that I do, a few times a week, then I'm probably not going to track those things because I'm going to feel bad about how I don't do them most days. But when I'm filling out a tracker where several of the things are things that I'm already doing, it's like an easy win, and I track those as like a yes. And then some of the other things, the habits that I fit in that I want to get better at, I'm reminded like several times a day, because I try to get in here every like morning, maybe before I pick the kids up from school, and then in the evening maybe, or at least twice a day I'm looking at it. And I see those things. Like, I'm like, oh, take vitamins. I never remember to do stuff like that, but I have it written down, and I have other things that I'm already doing in here. And so it helps me. I'm a very, very much like out of sight, out of mind type of person. If it's not like right in front of my face, then I will forget that it's there. So basically, the Hobonichi Weeks worked for me as like this new tracker where there's more to the system than I'm giving you now, but I figured out a way to help me, for it to help me keep things front of mind. And that's what I'm using it for now. And so more on that later, but not so much as a general planner, but more as like a most important things in my face sort of keeper. I don't know how else to say that. So I'm in the new one, but I'll go more into depth on that in a different video. The second thing that did not work for me this year, here it is. The second thing that I tried, I gave it a really good try at the beginning of the year. I've tried this before, I think 2021 maybe. I didn't do a very good job with it that year either. But I was trying to make this my memory keeper, and this is a good week, but I think you can probably see some weeks were good, but there were a lot of weeks where I just wasn't in it as much. It might not look like that to you, but I can tell. I can tell when my heart wasn't in it, and I did things after the fact, or I tried to fill in with some, just try to make myself feel better about it, and just like filling it in after the fact. But yeah, it wasn't, I think halfway through the year, well, in May, I realized I don't love this. Like, it's not making me happy. It just feels like a chore. I will say that sometimes when I do memory keeping like this, I like having new. I like having new ephemera to use. I like having, I don't know, the novelty of it is what really makes me happy. And so I find that if I'm doing stuff like this, I'm constantly wanting to buy new things, like new stickers to put in here. If I use these stickers on this page, then, on this new page, I don't want to have the same stickers. And maybe you're not like that, but I am, and I get really picky about it. And I don't want to be constantly buying things just because I need something new. That's not like who I want to be. And so I have other ways now of writing, of keeping track of memories of important things that happened, gratitude, that doesn't involve so much decoration, like the aesthetics of it all or whatever. So I gave this up. I didn't really replace it with anything directly, but this type of memory keeping is incorporated into other things that I'm using. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about, or maybe it's not. It's sort of the last thing. This planner I was so excited about, and it is still a really, really beautiful book that I love so much. I think I talked about this plenty in the other video, but the reason it did not work for me as a work planner is because it is so much book. And I think for a lot of people that might be exactly what they need. But I already told you that I'm an out of sight, out of mind kind of person. And so when I'm looking for things that I need, I don't know, if I don't know exactly where they are, then I get lost. Like in my brain, on my desk, I just get sort of lost. It's not like a productive thing for like it doesn't help me to be productive because I'm spending so much time and energy trying to remember where I wrote things down. So like even within the book, like when my brain gets put into a book like this, it looks like that. This is what it looks like. It's like everywhere, thoughts everywhere, ideas everywhere. Beautiful decoration everywhere, sometimes just like messy scribbles everywhere. Like I love the way it looks. It makes me really happy to flip through, but it is not efficient at all. And so here's what I'm doing. I'm not going to go into it in depth right now, but I'm not using a big bound book for my work planner next year. I will tell you about what I'm using in the next video, but I do want to share that I'm still using a common planner. Excuse me. Get that mess out of there. I got the mist blue, I think, and I did buy this back in, when was the pre-order? June. A long time ago, I pre-ordered this book thinking that I would be in it again for a work planner next year. And then in the meantime, I realized, wow, this is really not working for me. I made some changes and then I was going to sell this. But then I realized that some of the other things that I was trying to do in other systems were not working for less work stuff, more life stuff, memory keeping, gratitude, and just generally like keeping track of books that I'm reading. There's like a lot of stuff that was kind of loosely floating around and I needed a place to put those things. And so that became this, and I'll talk to you more about this later. But the book itself, I love the book. I did want to have a reason to use it. And so now I've made a cozy little home for myself in this B6 Common Planner, and I am using it for all things like just me. Not so, I mean, a little bit family related, a little bit memory, gratitude related type stuff, but it's also just like, you know, where I keep, I mean, I just started using it. I've got like a mood tracker. This is just going to be for me. This is journaling, reading, hobbies. I don't know, anything that I want to put in here, I can put in here, and it's a happy home. It's kind of like my security blanket. I carry this I carry this with me to bed. I've been trying to get in bed a little earlier so I have time to journal a few things, do some reading and all that. And that's been really good. Then I carry it back out here in the morning and it's very comforting. It's just, this is the Galen leather blue zipper cover, B6 size. And I have stamped it with a stamp that I made with Stays On white ink stamp pad. So this is good. So the Common Planner in general, I love. It did not work for me as a work planner. one of the things that I have done that worked for me, that I've changed, is moving some of these things into Notion. So that's totally different. I'll share more about that another time, but I would make lists like this, like all the printables that I have available on Etsy, things that I need to post on Etsy, or things that are in my Patreon that need to be moved into Etsy. And this kind of thing takes forever to list to make. And then this gets lost in my book and I don't remember where I put it, or it gets outdated because I've changed some things, or I don't know. There's so many reasons why this kind of thing gets outdated quickly when it's in a bound book, but when I put it on Notion, it is easily updated, changed, and all that stuff. So that's what I changed. I'm using simpler things, more kind of daily log sort of things for my work planner, and this is just for me. And that's it. I mean, loosely, that's what worked and what didn't work this year. It's been helping me a lot to think more about systems than the actual books that they're in, but what system helps me, what type of thing do I need to do every day to help me get the right things done, the things that I need to do the most, that I want to do the most. How do I translate that into a system that helps me get the things done? And so I'm still kind of working on that. I have made a lot of changes, and I will tell you about those in the next video. So subscribe if you want to hear about that. And also remember that if you're interested in hearing more about my printables or my artwork, or I share a lot of videos too, you can check out my Patreon, patreon.com, Erin Ware. And I'm also on Instagram, and I am on Etsy, and you can find all those links below. Okay, so thank you. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.